record.
Okay,
Go.
so do you know those Cliff Bars? Like, do you know
Yeah,
those?
yeah, I
Yeah,
love Cliff
okay.
Bars.
You like them?
Yeah, they're pretty good. I like them.
Okay,
They're expensive, but I like them.
okay, but you're aware that the consistency and the taste is not maybe you grow to like it, but the first time that you try it, it's a little strange.
It's yeah, it's weird because it's not a solid, but it's not a liquid.
It's
It's like
like
harder yogurt.
jelly.
It's like harder yogurt. If that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So here's the thing: when I took my SATs,
Uh-huh.
to enter the to enter college. I had to go to you know how well it's a whole exam. You have like I think an like a half an hour break in between. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a whole hassle that you have to do. And I went there and like my dad dropped me off and he was like, all right, here it is, he'll take it. And then he left me with like a bottle of water and he gave me a Cliff Bar. And it was like, here's like for your like midnight mid exam snack or something. And I've never had one of them. I've never had one of it. So I went in, I took the exam, and then like on the halfway through, I went out, I opened this Cliff Bar and I had like one bite, and immediately my brain went into like, this is not food. Like no. He was like we are your body is programmed to reject something that is not it's not meant to enter your body, and this is one of them, buddy. Like this is like we're gonna slowly back away and not do this anymore. So I took the rest. So I kind of like didn't finish it. I don't think I had like a single bite of that. And then I put it away, and then I went and took the exam, and I was hungry the entire time. And then when we finished, uh, I went and got pizza afterwards. But it was nasty, and I haven't had a Cliff Bar yet after that, and it's been almost 9 years since that. So
Why not though? Like try it and try another one.
why?
They're good. Okay, it's an acquired it's like beer. It's an acquired taste. No one likes beer the first time they drink it. And if they say that they did, they're fucking liars.
No, I agree, but I like the way that beer made me feel from like the get go. So I do think it's different there.
What's called? No, I call bullshit. I you have to try the either the peanut butter chocolate chip one.
I think that's the one I had. Yeah.
The peanut butter, you didn't like that one?
I told you I didn't finish the bite. I just had like a bite, and then I didn't like I
You
didn't
were just
swallow
like,
it. Like yeah, it was like biting into a rock, but you know.
it has oats in it. That's why.
I like oats, but it's the consistency. I don't know if it doesn't make sense. Okay, I haven't had one since then. I haven't had a purpose to have one since then, and now I can't not think about it. So yeah, that's what that's what Cliff Bars taste like
Mil-
rocks and like SATs.
okay, $1 million on the table. You have to eat a Cliff Bar.
Sure, but like
Okay,
yeah,
the half a million.
yeah.
Okay, 50 million.
I
I mean, 50,000.
I mean I'm not like against it. I just don't want to.
I just want to
Like
know
it's
what's
not.
the minimum I'd have to pay you for you to try one. That's basically what I'm trying to get at.
Look, $20 is $20. So
Done.
like,
Done.
it's not that hard, you know.
You will enjoy Cliff Bars no matter how much I have to pay you.
That's imagine if that's how I talk to you about like Star Wars. Like,
Speaking of Star Wars, look what I started.
what? Oh my god, is that Commander Cody?
No, it's Rex. Fuck Cody. Nah, Cody's
Why?
fine, I guess. But I like Rex.
Fine.
I like Rex.
It's amazing how in the span of like 7 years you went from like this Star Wars hater to now building Star Wars Legos.
Look at that. Look, this is what I'm gonna make. I was saving for this one.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Cool. This is great radio.
It, speaking of, let's talk about Mario.
You want to talk about? All right, let's talk about Mario. Mario, Super Mario.
Mario.
It's a me, Mario. Um,
I
all
want
right,
to. I want to talk about the controversy too, because there was a fuck ton of controversy. I remember that.
oh my god. Okay. I'm so tired.
Oh, controversy.
Yes, I'm so tired. Okay, you know what? Yeah, let's talk about the movie first, and then we'll talk about that bullshit because I cannot. Oh God, I'm so
It's
tired.
the Chris Pratt stuff, right?
No, it's worse than that.
Oh yeah.
It's amazing how that was the big controversy, and now it's like, you know what, he was fine, whatever.
You want to introduce
Yeah.
us?
Thank you for welcoming us into your headphones. My name is Chema.
I am Luigi.
Reviewing the Super Mario Bros. Movie, and this is the rollback. While working underground to fix a water main, Brooklyn plumbers and brothers Mario and Luigi are transported down a mysterious pipe and wander into a magical new world. But when the brothers are separated, Mario embarks on an epic quest to find a Luigi. So, finally, years in the making, years since the announcement, controversy behind controversy, and dubious studio after dubious studio. Finally, we have the Super Mario Brothers movie made by Illumination Studios, who brought us the Despicable Me movies, the Secret Life of Pets movies, and several others terribly botched Dr. Seuss adaptations. We finally have the Super Mario Bros. Movie on what is possibly the studio's best entry. We find the classic video game icon and several of the characters and their worlds on a large-scale adventure surrounded by fan service and other things. So, what did we think about the Super Mario Brothers movie? I think we're gonna have a different approach because I'm a big Mario fan. I played a ton of the games. I know you're not a big gamer, but Mario is like a thing that you kind of like absorb by cultural osmosis. So I don't think we'll be so far off in this. So what did you think of the Mario Brothers movie?
I actually like the 1993 one better.
I'm
fucking with you. I'm fucking with you.
This show is canceled.
No,
Get me
no.
off stage.
No, I'm joking. No. Okay. So again, you're right. I'm not a big gamer. I wasn't a Nintendo kid. Also, I was a PlayStation kid.
Yeah.
I've never. You know what? I've never owned a Mario game.
You have Smash, don't you?
Technically as an adult, but I think I've played it for maybe like 20 whole minutes while Nikki has put like hours and hours and hours into Luigi's Mansion and Super Mario Brothers. Bear in mind, we bought those when I was 28. So yeah, I never really played much. I would play Smash with my cousins, but that was about it.
Okay.
So I wasn't the biggest fan. So I was asking Nikki questions while we were watching the movie, like, who the hell is this guy? I don't. But okay, from an objective standpoint, as far as it being a movie, I was shocked at how good this movie was. Shocked.
Can we wait. Before we start, and I forgot, I was gonna make this the bit, but then the Cliff Bar situation came up. I'm sorry that I interrupt you. I hate to stop you when you're on a roll.
No,
but I wanna make this very clear. If you go as far as to say, you know what, this is almost as good as like Pixar movie level, I'm gonna beat your ass. Like this is like straight up. Like if that becomes like a point of comparison,
that's a compliment.
I am so tired of that.
I actually wasn't gonna say that, but okay.
Okay, good. Okay.
It is Pixar level though.
I have my reasons, okay, but we'll get there. We'll get there. Okay. Go ahead. Keep going. Yeah. Bless you.
Excuse me. So,
allergy season, folks.
God, fuck allergies. Okay, so my whole big thing before, like, and this has to do, bear in mind, with like Detective Pikachu as well. Yeah. This somewhat with Sonic the Hedgehog, although I guess he has a little more personality. A lot with Mario and a lot with like Link whenever they do the Legend of Zelda film. These characters are purposely designed to be empty in the video game. That way the player can imprint who they are on, Mario or Link or Pikachu or Pokemon in general, right? That's concept. That's the idea.
Yeah.
So you make them as bland as possible. That way, like, hey, I'm going to make this character the way I want. That said, I was always like, how the fuck are they going to do a film based on these properties with how bland they are? Like, something's got to give there. And I'm happy to say that the writing on this movie was top notch, man. Matthew Fogel just became maybe the most wanted writer in Hollywood because he made a fun movie, and I know Nintendo helped to produce it, so I'm sure that was a big help. But he wrote a fun movie with heart, great characters, a lot of good comedy. He gave us a Mario that is definitive, like a definitive adaptation. Like this is the one that we will go to. And Luigi, even Luigi, as scared as he was, had his brave moments. We had a Donkey Kong that has like attitude, that has, bigger than life personality. We had a Princess Peach that ain't no damsel in distress. We have a Bowser that people are like, I only want to see more of him. Say more, say more. So, man, great film. Genuinely, probably the best movie Illumination's ever made.
I agree, and I'm so glad that you mentioned Illumination right there, because when they said that when Nintendo announced we're making an animated Mario film, I thought perfect. Live action is not the way to do this. Animation is the way to do this. You can explode so much in there. And then they said Illumination, and I shat myself. Not in a good way, in a bad way, because Illumination is a studio that I have a lot of quarrels with. Despicable Me is an okay, good movie. Everything that they've done regarding the Minions, I think I am not a fan. Like I don't like it. I don't hate many movies. I despise their adaptations of Dr. Seuss. I think they're hollow and empty and boring and bad and genuinely ruin a great message. Their adaptations of the Lorax, to me, is a personal like disfavorite. Or I don't know what's a good word. What's the contrary of favorite? Like, it's probably the movie that I despise the most. And I don't hate movies, but that's the only one where I'm like, God, my blood boils. I hate it so much. And to me, Illumination is a studio that has a very specific comedic style. And I don't think it's one that meshes well with the sensitivities of a Japanese property. Because what the Japanese consider funny is different from what Americans think is funny. Mm-hmm. So when the movie starts and it says a Chris Melandri and Shigeru Miyamoto production, I thought, there it is. I know we're safe, because Shigeru Miyamoto is the creator of Mario. He's the creator of Zelda. He's the creator of Samus. He's still alive. He's still at Nintendo. And he had a hand in producing the movie, which means that anytime the writers or the producers at Illumination were writing the little script and they were like, and here's the part where Mario farts, I know Miyamoto was like over them like, what you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? And they were like, Mario's gonna jump. Yeah, there we go. That's better. Like every time they wrote, and then at the end of the movie, they have a huge dance party. I know Miyamoto was like, what are you doing? What is it? What? And then they go like, and then at the end, like they're jumping and they're going through pipes. Yeah, that's better. Like that's because I know these fuckers. Like I know Illumination. I know what they were gonna do. And there's a lot of Illuminationisms. Like there's a lot of jokes here that don't make sense with the Mario canon or Mario lore or whatever. I don't care about Mario canon or Mario lore. I just wanted to say that. But they're there and they don't distract the movie, but they feel they stick out. They stick out like a sore thumb. And weirdly, the things that I don't like about the movie are the Illuminationisms. Like the one thing that I straight up dislike about this movie, and it's the only thing that I hated about the movie, I hate that it has modern music. I don't like it. It's so forgettable and it's so boring. I hate because it takes you out. Mario has amazing music. Classic music, the tunes that people who don't even play Mario know, okay, and they're used constantly throughout the movie for world building and everything. And then right out of nowhere, they just jam in Take on Me and AC/DC and all these songs. So it's like they're the most overused songs in movies. Like I can just imagine like the people at Illumination going like, and here's when they get to the jungle and we're gonna play Welcome to the Jungle in the background, and Miyamoto in the background like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
What's up?
What's up? That's my plumber don't need Guns N' Roses. Guns N' Roses needs my plumber. And then well, they were like, yeah.
Okay, can I ask you something? Do you think it's because they were trying to harken back to the 80s because that's where Mario is from? Like,
No,
you don't think they were trying to do
no,
it genuinely?
no, no. They did the same thing in Despicable Me 3. Like it is fucking pandering. That they do that just because they know there's gonna be adults in the movie, and they're like, well, here's how we get the parents to not get bored. And then the dads leave the movie like the movie was good. They played AC/DC. Like it doesn't need that, man. It doesn't make it timeless. It makes it timely. It makes it less. This could have been a perfect encapsulation of Mario. And the only thing that bothers me about this movie, the only thing that is not doesn't make this a 10 out of 10 is the use of those modern songs. And I know it's Illumination's fault. Like that it's completely unnecessary. And and there's a couple of lines that I think really stick out. I hate when the toads are around Peach, and Peach is like, we have to do something about this or we're gonna die. And the toads are like, but what are we gonna do? We're adorable. Like come on, man. Like that's such an Illumination gag. Like it's not even a fun Nintendo gag. Same thing with we have a Lumia, which is a little star from Mario Galaxy. The one who's like obsessed with dying.
That
Yeah.
I loved him. I loved him.
The Lumia was funny, but it was an Illumination joke. That's not a Nintendo joke. Like I could just tell.
You know what? You know what? I'm glad he was there because you know why? Time and hope are just constructs. We're all gonna die. Yay! The sweet death, sweet release, and then on concentration, and then boo. Come on, that dude. That was actually Nikki's favorite part, or what her favorite. That was her favorite character.
Like it's not bad. It's not a bad joke. It's just it's. I can tell why it's there, and like it's fine. It's not. But like what you said, they took all these characters that have like very basic bland personality, and they made them feel realized. You know, they made them like a little bit more three-dimensional. And I like that because they kind of fulfill their roles better. And that's like but every once in a while we'll just be hit by another like illuminationism or something. And it's not perfect, but like, yeah, I just wish those elements were not there because they would have made the movie a lot better. But honestly, those are like my only qualms. Those are like because everything else about this movie is fucking it's pure joy. Like the movie's pure joy. Like it's like I had a smile on my face the entire time. Like and not even in like oh I understood that reference. Like people are calling this movie fan servicey. Yeah.
Well, okay. Because it's the first one in what 30 years. Let them.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is celebration of Mario. Why not? You know?
Well, they didn't take any digs at him either. Like, okay, one of the things I was wondering was how the fuck are they going to establish Mario and Luigi? Like, they're plumbers, but like, what's the right way to do this story? And right from the get-go, they're Italian-American brothers starting their own plumbing company. They just left this jerk named Mike, apparently. And they're trying to establish themselves. And it's great. I like the very beginning when the dog goes after him. I thought that was funny. That was probably an Illumination joke, that dog being evil. Mm-hmm. But again, like that worked. I thought that was funny. I thought like, oh, look, they're masters of their craft. I like Mario's personality of let's go. You know, like we can do this or I don't quit. Like I like that, you know.
Yeah.
And he's always sticking up for his little brother. There was one particular part where they're in their kids at a sandbox, and some jerk kid like destroys Luigi's castle, and Mario like punches the kid and gives Luigi back his thing. Even though Mario's smaller, he stands up for his brother. I don't know, man. There's like little things like that you learn to love. But
yeah, and that's it also works because the models they use for them as babies are like Baby Mario and Baby Luigi from Mario Kart. Like
that's what Nikki said. That's what Nikki said, yeah.
Yeah, like you recognize those models immediately. Yeah.
But so they're trying to make a name for themselves. They end up going down in Brooklyn to try and fix like this big pipe issue or whatever. Yeah. And they get sucked into the Mushroom Kingdom where Luigi gets dropped sort of in Luigi's mansion, kind of.
I mean the outsides, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. And he gets by the way, those monsters were actually kind of creepy. I was shocked that they would let those be in the kids' movie.
Which ones? The dry bones?
Yes.
Dry bones are cool.
No, I'm not saying they're bad. I'm just saying like, oh, they let this be in a PG movie. Cool.
Yeah.
Like I'm surprised they weren't like those are too scary for children. like in a good way.
They're perfectly appropriate. I think they really work because they're still cartoony, but they are like I like how they like break down and they just like rebuild like back up.
Like if those
There's
actually
even,
came at you, you'd be terrified.
there's even a scene where like Bowser like burns one of the Koopas and he just becomes a dry bones.
Yeah. And then
Cool.
the guy next to him's just like, told you. Don't.
Yeah.
I told you.
Yeah.
But so we get Mario in the Mushroom Kingdom. He meets Toad, which I like that they established their friendship immediately. Like him and Toad are like.
Toad's a ride or die. Like Toad immediately. It's like
yeah.
It's like I just met you, but I will die for you, my man. Like,
well, he even says at one point, when Princess Peach is like, "Aren't you gonna go with the others like to run?" Like when Bowser's like coming in, he's like, "I said I wouldn't let him hurt you," so he gets like his frying pan.
Yeah,
like Toad's a homeboy. I like him.
Yeah, and Toad's voiced by Keegan-Michael Key, who always like manages to do like a really funny voice, and Toad really stands out. He's one of the standouts of the movie. Like that scene when they got like when they bring in the cards, and he's in like this huge truck with the sunglasses. That's my man. Well done.
Oh, it's funny because they kept telling Key when he was recording, they said go higher. Okay. Higher. Okay. Higher.
Yeah.
Like he pushed himself to get up to a high like voice octave.
Yeah, no, and he's great. And so when Mario arrives to the Mushroom Kingdom, Luigi gets to like Bowser's domain pretty much, and he gets captured. Do you want to know what my favorite line in the movie was?
What?
It's when so Bowser captures Luigi, and we established that like Bowser is like this big like general guy. He wants to conquer all the kingdoms, but then they pull like this double side on him where he's also a simp for Princess Peach, which is wonderfully hilarious and really well played out. And like every time that something would happen, he'll be like, do you think the princess saw that? Like he would like always like turn to that. And we have this scene where like Bowser captures Luigi, and he just gets information that like there's an Italian plumber with a mustache who's with the princess. So he captures him and is like, "Is there another one of you?" And he goes, "I don't know anyone who's wearing like the same suit as I am and like with the red and with a different cap with a different letter." And then we saw that scene in the trailer, and I thought, okay, well that's pretty funny. But then they move forward with this wonderful line where Bowser goes like, so your brother's with the princess. It's like, yeah, maybe. And it's like, do you think she finds him attractive? And then Luigi just goes, if she has good taste, then yes. Like that's a brother. That's a brother right there. Hell yeah. Like that's another ride or die. Like even in his possible last moments, he's like, yeah, why wouldn't she like my brother? He's a great guy.
We're all catches.
Yeah, like it's great. And that was I think my favorite line in the movie. Yeah.
Well, I love also another thing just to humanize Mario, and I know we've seen this a million times, but we've seen it a million times because it works. The family's down on him. Like you just left a sure thing job to start your own business. I think you're crazy or you're gonna fail. Like it's a trope that's old as time, but it's old as time, and they still do it because it fucking works. But Mario believes in himself, and he believes that him and Luigi can do this. So jumping forward, he starts to train. By the way, I said this straight up to Nicky. I'm like, why the fuck does she need Mario? Do you see what she's doing, Princess Peach?
Yeah,
she does not fucking need him. She does not need any help. Go ham.
Yeah, but I like that she feels like, okay, there is strength in numbers. If he wants to come in, she needs to know that he can go.
Yeah.
So plus it was just another scene where we needed them to build like a chemistry with each other. Which weirdly enough does not go romantic. Like it does not throughout the entire movie. And I kind of like that. Like I like that they see each other as like partners in this thing where they have a common goal. And she liked training him. Like he wants to get better. And we see that whole montage. Again, using another fucking real life song they used, I Need a Hero, which that song does not work at the beginning. It works at the end. For example, Shrek 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, it only works in like situations of actual danger, not like a training montage where he can just come back from it. Um,
I thought it was kind of fitting though because he kept failing. It's like, come on, man, we need you to get better. We need a hero. Come on,
yeah,
get on the ball.
yeah,
But so he tripped. Oh, I also like their like little like talkingness to each other. If this was in the script, awesome. I'm not sure it was because you saw the back of their heads when this conversation happened.
yeah.
She's like, "Oh, it took me forever to try." He's like, "You got it around the first try, didn't you?" She's like, "Yeah, but I was born here. Now you're just bragging." Like that little back and forth.
Yeah,
It almost feels like you can't write that, or maybe it was ad libbed, and that's why the shots were from behind them when they were saying that.
yeah. I mean, there's bound to be like a bunch of scenes like that, and because the movie's not long, it's only like an hour and 30, which thank you,
it breezes
thank you.
by. It breezes
Yeah,
by.
yeah. So we have that. We have them going to the Kongs, to lend in their support. And right out of the get go, they get there. There's we see the Mario Kart right there, and I like that we see like they're traveling from like one place to the other. We hear like the Mario Galaxy music. We see like all of these locations that are from Mario games. We see the Yoshis running in the background. Like there's
Nikki
a
was
lot.
also like Yoshi,
Yeah,
like I was wondering, I can't believe they didn't use Yoshi in it.
yeah. No, he's there. Well, there's a ton of them like running. There we get to the Kongs, and we have this like scene where they kind of duel in this arena, which felt, I'm not gonna say it felt unnecessary because it was just another moment for us to like, bask into some good old fan service. But so we get Donkey Kong and we get Cranky Kong. They're there, and I like that there's a moment where like they're all clapping for Donkey Kong, and then at some point Cranky just goes like, "Diddy Kong, shut up!" And then there's Diddy Kong in the back in the seats, just like, okay, sorry. Like, yeah.
um Diddy Kong, he's from what's it called? What's it called? It's the Donkey Kong game, but I'm trying to remember the exact name of it.
Uh,
Country? Yeah,
Donkey
Donkey
Kong
Kong
Country.
Country.
Oh yeah, well, they've been in like several. They've been in like Country Returns, Country Tropical Freeze, Donkey Kong 64. Yeah,
Mhm.
like they're like constantly there. I like their fight. I like their little how they kept using like the power-ups. I like that they brought in the mushroom that makes you smaller. Like there's a lot of really good humor using the world of Mario as like the background. And oh, great scene, that one.
Also, I think Mario pulls a. I'm just gonna say this. He pulls a John Wick at one point.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I'm gonna start making that an ism.
Okay.
Uh, Mario pulls a John Wick. He he puts Bowser through a bunch of bricks in the cat suit. Bowser's like, I mean not Bowser, I'm sorry, Kong, through a bunch of bricks. Kong's like off on his feet, like I'm not done yet. And he's about to fall off, and Mario like grabs him like, I'm gonna take this as a win. Like he doesn't let him fall and get hurt. Even later on when they're on Rainbow Road and shit's breaking down. Donkey Kong's like, I blame you for this. You idiot. You could have gotten us killed or whatever. And they fall down, and Donkey Kong's about to drown. Mario saves him.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't have to, but he does because we're in this together. Or he gives him the opportunity to live. He goes out of his way to not let him die. That's a bit of a John Wick ism. I guess there's nobility in that. You're not my enemy.
Yeah. They have a
And
common
the
goal there. Yeah.
and thus creating a new ally. And I like the fact that they worked on Mario's relationship with Peach, with Luigi, with Toad, with Donkey Kong, with Bowser. Like, I love the fact that they took the time to establish the relationships of Mario with each of these characters. We know who the main Bill is, but we also know his relationship with each of them. And that's important. You know, they would have just been like, oh, hey, you guys are enemies, go. But no,
Yeah.
they took the time to foster the relationship that I think will grow in the future.
And I like how it kind of goes in the back and forth. Like I like how Donkey Kong kind of helps him escape the what's it called, the eel, and then he goes like, okay, we're even now. Like it's not,
Yeah.
yeah, like they have like that moment. Yeah.
Nikki
What?
pointed out when Donkey Kong saves him from the big car. Do you remember?
Yeah.
With the missile, and the guy like, "You're not getting away from me." He goes down, and then he turns blue and takes him out.
Oh yeah,
Nikki
the
was
blue
like,
shell.
Nikki was like, "That's a suicide bomber." I was like, "Oh my god!"
I didn't saw it like that. I just thought like, oh, blue shell. That's the most dangerous thing you can pull in Mario Kart. Like it's downright psychotic. Yeah.
It's a suicide bomber.
Like I didn't decide to see it like that. Okay.
And that was Nikki. That was not me.
Wow.
But
She's a gamer. She knows what she's talking about. Yeah.
But yeah, so we fast forward. Bowser intercepts the Kongs coming to the Mushroom Kingdom to help, intercepts pretty much all of them. Peach is really the only one able to get away. She gets to the Mushroom Kingdom and begins to evacuate people, which I want to point out something real quick.
Yeah.
And I know the whole "but we're adorable" thing. I get it.
Yeah.
I got one problem. All right.
Yeah.
Have you seen the movie? You know the movie Seven Samurai, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. They have cannons, they have fire flowers and ice flowers, they have brick and mortar. I'm just saying they could have built some defenses, all right? Build some trenches. Like, if you need a general, I'm here. I got you. Y'all don't even have to fight physically. Just keep firing the fire. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Yeah,
Princess Peach,
something could have been done. Yeah. I agree.
defenses. But anyway, Princess Peach is dead set on defending the kingdom. Bowser shows up, and in like if the most incel way possible, like, we're getting married whether you want to or not.
Yeah.
Which, no.
Yeah. And I like how the movie like establishes like, hey kids, this is not okay. Like, yeah. And I've really enjoyed the memes that have come out from the scene where she goes like, "Do you think I would actually marry you?" And you can see like you can pinpoint the second that his heart gets broken in half. Like it's he just goes like, "Well, yeah." Like
I brought you things.
yeah. It's pretty funny. Like not gonna lie. Like I like how it goes with it. And even in the scene of the wedding, like you can see in the pews, like you can see like oh god, what's his name? You can see King Boo, you can see fucking shit, what's it called? King Babam is there, like they kill King Babam because they explode, they make him explode. Um they use a giant bullet bill, which Mario stops by hitting it on the eye. Like it's like I said, pure joy. Like this, the entire movie just knows what assets to pull and know which scenes to use, and I really appreciate it for it. Yeah.
I accidentally used the word "fuck" in a children's film, in a children's
Why?
theater.
Why?
I yelled out, "Oh fuck!" When Bullet Bill stopped and turned
Okay.
to look at Mario, and the whole theater was quiet, and I went, "Oh fuck!"
Were there kids in your theater?
A lot,
Yeah.
a
Oh my
lot, a lot.
god.
No, dude, there were so many. It smelled like kids.
Oh
All
my
right,
god.
all right, and I mean that in a bad way. It smelled like kids. I was like, ugh, it smells like a
Yeah.
classroom. Whoa. So I accidentally used the word "fuck" in the theater full of children, and Nikki just looks at me and goes, "I can't take you anywhere."
It's true, but
Yeah. But also this film does what a lot of great films do. They don't end it where you expect it.
yeah,
Because in most conventional stories, it would end it at the wedding where Mario fights Bowser there and ends it, right?
yeah,
Or it would end in the Mushroom Kingdom with Donkey Kong and Mario making the rush to get the win. It doesn't end there. It would end when they get to the human world and Mario would just stand up to Bowser. It doesn't end there. It ends when Kong is about to be murdered, I think. Mario, who's like beat to shit, he's got bruises, he's got a black eye, he's hurt. But he walks out there, he's like, "Let's go. Like, I'm not done." And Bowser says, "You don't know when to quit, do you?" Nah, unfortunately, never learned. Like
Yeah.
it's just nice moments like that. It all just works. It's great that they keep elevating and eventually they get to the real world. And I loved when Bowser fired his the fire at Mario. And again, in most conventional stories, Mario would have jumped to grab the star just in time, superpower, let's go. But they don't do that. Luigi gets in the way and saves his brother. And
Yeah.
he's holding back the fire, and Mario's like, "What?" Like you said, when we're together, we're unstoppable, or something like that. Nothing can hurt us.
Yeah.
And it's like a sweet, like it got my heart moment. Legitimately, it got me in the heart.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that Mario's not the one that got the win. It was Mario and Luigi. They both grabbed the star at the same time. Both are super powered, and they run through Bowser's forces. And it's beautiful because if you had made this film 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, I don't actually remember the original Mario. I'm pretty sure Mario gets the win, but they don't do that. They take the time to set up the brothers as the team. The brothers, not Mario, the brothers. I don't know.
I agree.
I
I
love that.
agree. And then when they finally grab the star and they use the music from when you get the star and this beautiful score, and when you see them like jumping and flying through the air and fighting against them, that's a scene that will win awards. That will be the one. I you know how I love animation, and I like outside of the box animation. I like when they do that. This you mentioned this was Illumination's best film. I agree. No doubt this will be nominated for an Oscar, and no doubt is gonna give Spider-Verse the sequel like a good fight. I don't know which one will win out of the two, but it's gonna give it a good fight. And it's all gonna be just from that scene. That scene just, I think, encapsulates everything. I think that is the right way to adapt these characters and to make them into a movie. And like I said, pure joy. Like the entire time when that scene where Mario's jumping and his parents see him and they find like he can finally like shut them up, like make them like understand like what they're capable of.
Love me.
No, like it reminded me of like that scene in The Office where like Michael Scott quits and he goes, "You have no idea how high I can fly," and like leaves. Like it kind of gave me like that kind of vibe. Like it was great, and I like that they beat Bowser. They make him like they make him in like a mushroom that makes him smaller, and then they put him in a jar, which I'm sure the internet will be mature about. And yeah, and then I like that the movie like goes beyond that. Like we do have a scene with like Mario's family coming in and being like, "Okay, we see it now. We see you now."
We're sorry we were assholes for such a long time.
Yeah, yeah. You need scenes like that. Like you can't not have scenes like that. I'm surprised it worked. Like I'm surprised it gave it heart. And yeah, and the movie ends with like them continuing their business, but in the Mushroom Kingdom, not in Brooklyn. So which I don't need an explanation of. I don't need it. I don't need an explanation of why they went back. They're probably happier there, and that's it.
I'm sure they'll be going back and forth.
Possibly. I did think we were gonna have a scene where since Peach returns to like the human world, I thought we would have a scene where like her maybe reuniting with her family or something, because it's kind of just implied that she arrived to the Mushroom Kingdom and just like stayed there and never went back. Um but yeah, that's kind of like left up in the air.
What's called they so I'm looking at it right now. The Mario Brothers, dude, I can't believe I'm gonna say this. It might be the highest grossing movie of the year.
Yes, it
As of
is.
right now, it's number three
Oh, okay.
at 531, but it's barely in its second week. And dude, it might become the highest grossing film of the year.
Bro, I haven't seen the movie theaters so full since like the pandemic like began. And that
You're right.
includes things like Spider-Man and other movies. Like I have not seen the theater this full. Like it was hard. Like I couldn't get tickets the day of. I had to like I
Wait,
I, I had to wait a couple days, and even then, like my theater was full. Like I went like the day this came out, I wanted to go see it, but it was full. So that's when I went to see Air, and I went to see Air, and the theater was full of people that were going to see Mario. I saw kids dressed up. I went to see it several days after. I saw adults wearing like the Mario hat and like the Luigi hat and stuff. Like people don't play. Like they were really excited for this, and I think it's definitely a movie that will like make the audiences very happy.
So I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Because this movie has been, we've already established, a giant success. It has made all the money. It's corrected the wrongs of the original one from 30 years ago. It's done a lot. So let's talk for a minute. Sequels and spinoffs.
Okay. Usually I tell you no, shut up, no, don't. But no, not this time. Not this time.
I think in this case, I think it's just fine. I think they are going to do sequels and spinoffs.
I mean, if you want to give me a Luigi's Mansion movie, I'll take it. If you want to give me a Donkey Kong Country Return Tropical Freeze movie, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you want to give me a movie where like Bowser and Mario are about to fight and Mario goes, what if we play golf instead of fighting? And Bowser goes, you're fucking on. Like, yeah, I'll take it. If it goes like, hey, how about tennis? It's like, how about tennis? Yes, let's do it.
What's called? I think so. They mentioned a couple things, a couple of ideas for the sequel. One of which I think you might be interested in. Besides Luigi's Mansion and Donkey Kong Country, you're right. They want to introduce. Wario Yoshi, and Wario. Although they were jokingly saying that they wanted to cast Pedro Pascal as Wario.
Look, somebody said Wario and Waluigi should be played by Danny DeVito and Willem Dafoe, and now that's the only fan cast that I hear in my head. Like, that's fucking perfect to me.
Oh my god, I can imagine Wario Luigi doing that. Also, though, they do also have the 7 Star Children, and we've been introduced to only 5 of them. We still have 2 left, Yoshi and Wario, so that could be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of characters that sadly couldn't be in the movie, but yeah, they can make sequels. I don't mind this one. I would accept the sequel. Like it was beautifully animated, and the characters came realized because there's a lot of characters that not show up. You know, we didn't get Rosalina, we didn't get Wario, we didn't get Luigi, we didn't get Toadette. We didn't get the Bowser kids. Like, there's a lot of characters that you can adapt, and a lot of storylines that you can bring up. You can bring in Flood from Mario Sunshine. You can bring in Dr. Egat from Luigi's Mansion. There's a lot of stuff that you can do. What I do think will happen. What I do think will move from here is I feel like Nintendo was very protective of their IPs after they did the live action Mario, and that's what they didn't want. They haven't let anything happen with their IPs. This, I think, is a good step forward, and hopefully what I think is that this will relax Shigeru and relax Nintendo, and hopefully they'll be like, okay, you know what? Maybe if we do a Kirby movie, we can do that. Maybe if we do a Zelda movie, we can do it like this. However, I do think animation is the way to go. I think the only franchise that I could see it done in live action is Metroid. Everything else I think should be in animation. Zelda specifically, I think it should be animation.
You know what though? I think is part of it too that helps is I would say in 1993, because I think is that the only time that they've let their property be made into a film?
Pretty much, yeah.
So I think part of it is the fact that in 1993, the kids that were growing up playing Mario were not the ones making the film.
Yeah.
Whereas this film, I feel like the people that made it, from the actors to the director, the writer, the producers, grew up with Mario as a key part of their childhood. Yeah. So there's a respect for the material there. There's a respect for the source material, how it's made, how they want to do it, and their interpretation of the characters. I think that's important because I've got a million ideas for how to make fucking a DC film. That's because I grew up with the property. I love the characters. I know how I would want to do it. I care. The same people that made this Super Mario Brothers grew up with the franchise. They care. That's important. I think I mentioned that. What was a film recently that came out that I was like, well, they were creators of it, so they care.
The D&D movie.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you. The D&D film. They grew up with that game, with those stories. They care about the franchise, so they're gonna make it with love. They're gonna do their best to make it well. That's important. Oh, Puss in Boots. That was the one I was thinking of.
Of course, yeah.
The people who made Puss in Boots grew up with the original Shrek films. So when it came time for them to make their story, they had a respect for the characters and the lore to make it work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's important. And I think that's why going forward, we're going to get more Nintendo films. We're going to get more movies based on childhood properties that people give a shit about. It's not just some douchebag corporate person trying to make a quick buck and like, oh, we can cash in for 200 mil. Now, motherfucker, we're telling a story and we're building $1 billion franchise.
Yeah, and this is already the highest grossing video game adaptation of all time. Like it just beat Warcraft. And
It didn't just beat it, it fucking demolished it by over 60 mil. And we're not even close.
And people are, and the thing is that this is like stupidly rewatchable. Like I cannot wait to see it again and catch all the little details that I didn't see. And I'm so excited for animation because we are in like a kind of a rebirth for the medium, and a lot of different techniques are being employed. I think and don't hate me for this, but I think the Pixar style of animation was perfected by one movie, and it wasn't even a Pixar movie. And then after that, it's just like, okay, go back to experiment. We have to do it again. We have to try different things. And after that, we started getting things like Spider-Verse and The Nice Guys and Puss in Boots. And now the Mario movie feels like that classic CG type of animation, but better. It's stylized. It's pretty. And
I agree.
Yeah. Do you know what movie I'm talking about? But the one that like ended the Pixar style?
No.
Okay. Are you familiar with Lupin the Third?
Yeah.
Did you see Lupin the Third, the first, on 2019?
The third? No.
Okay, just look up Lupin the Third, the first, 2019. Look how that movie looks.
The hell? Is it about his ancestor or what?
No, it's Lupin the Third. It's just a new adventure. It's just with that style.
Why does it look? I'm uncomfortable with how good it looks.
It looks amazing.
It looks borderline uncanny.
And it moves amazing. And I think when I saw that movie, I went like, okay, after this, total restart. Like animation needs to like go through baby steps again, because this is the peak of what I think CG can look. And after that, what we've gotten is CG with 2D sensitivity, which is what we've had with Spider-Verse, which is what we've had with Puss in Boots, and with this Mario movie. It does not go back. It learned from that. And yeah, so that's, I think, what helps and what we're going through in animation right now.
Question: did they ever? They did Lupin the Third versus Detective Conan.
Yeah.
What did they ever cover it in English though? Like, is it dubbed or is it only subbed?
The Lupin the Third, the versus Detective Conan.
Yeah,
I guess so. They should have.
I need to watch it. I loved.
You like Case Closed, right?
Yeah, I love Case Closed. I've gone back to rewatch it a few times. And Lupin the Third was honestly one of the movies I used to watch when I was a kid. Like that was one of the shows on Toonami.
Yeah.
I think my favorite episode was probably the one where this makes no sense. The samurai and the friend with the gun kind of go at each other over a girl.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah. But no, good memories all there. Damn, I need to dive my head back into Lupin.
Yeah, if you see this one, you'll be like, no, yeah, this is exactly what this kind of genre needed, because it's so fun and so fast, and the animation is so beautiful. And yeah, I think it goes in the right direction, this one. But yeah, the Mario movie, loved it, adored it. Like I think it's right now clashing with the Love is War movie as my favorite movie of the year. Like I think they're going at it right now. Uh,
It's gonna be a hard year to judge films, isn't it?
this has been such a great year, man. It's been such a great fucking year for a movie. I love
And we're
movies
only in
this
April.
year. And we're only in April, man. Like right now, I have tickets to see Susume after we finish this. And then Renfield, I think, comes out next week. I'm so excited. Like this is gonna be a great year. Like it's gonna be. I can feel it. I've not been disappointed so far,
Man,
except for Shazam. But you know, we'll talk about that when we it's time to talk about that one.
but actually, wait, you saw Shazam real quick. Did you like it or not? Really, it's fine if you did.
I mean, I think it's. I have a big problem with it. I think the movie's fine. I have one big problem with it, and I
Zachary
can't be. I what?
Zachary Levi,
Okay, so here's the thing. You know how old is Billy Batson in the original Shazam?
16. So he's 15, about to turn 16, and this one he's 17, about to turn 18. It's been 2 years.
Are you sure?
Yeah, 100%. Because he's about to age out of
Okay.
the foster system.
Okay. So, but are you sure he was 16 in the first one? Because I would think he was like 14.
No, he was
Uh,
he was 15, if I'm not mistaken. Let me double check.
okay, so here's the thing.
Uh-huh.
When he's him, and then he turns into Shazam. Shazam is not a different person. Shazam is him.
It's supposed to be him growing up.
Yeah. So it kind of makes sense when you have a grown man acting like a kid. But then in the new one, he's 17, about to be 18. He's a little bit more mature. But they can do it to Shazam, and Shazam acts like a 12-year-old kid. Again, like still, like he has not changed. And to me, that's a huge inconsistency. And I think it's bad.
I think part of the problem with that, with the Shazam, and Fernando pointed that out too in the review, that like these kids fucking age, like they hit their growth spurts in between these films being shot. And it's true, they did. They fucking did.
Yeah, and it's I don't know. I did not think it was that great. The kids are great, and the actors playing the grown-up Shazam from the kids are great too. I think it's dumb that one of them plays both the older Shazam and the young girl, because how will they not know that it's her?
Mary Marvel, yeah, it kind of breaks the.
That I think is pretty stupid. Rachel Ziegler is fine. I watched it mostly for her. Good for her. I like the one interview where they ask her like, "What made you join this movie of superheroes?" And she goes, "I needed a job." Fucking love her. I needed a job. Simple as that. And the after credit scene when they have like the peacemaker guy, the peacemaker people show up and be like, "We want you to join the Just," and he goes, "Yes, I'm in." And they go like, "Oh, I thought with the Justice Society of America." It's like, yeah, that's not gonna happen. Like, let that go. And
didn't he make a joke like, "What about the Avengers or something?"
yeah, it's like the Avenger Society. I like that one. And then the movie like ends.
Uh,
That was like the one scene where I'm like, okay, he knows he's on his way out. Do your little joke. That's fine. Yeah.
Well, apparently Blue Beetle is going to be the first official entrance of the DCU, which.
Yeah.
So what the fuck does that make Aquaman then?
A mistake.
let,
but we knew that already.
Let's get back to the good stuff. Let's talk about
So Mario.
Yeah, let's talk about Mario. Mario, there will be sequels. I have no doubt about it.
Oh, absolutely. And I'll gladly take another one of these before I take another fucking Secret Life of Pets or another fucking Despicable Me sequel. Like I am cool. I'm cool with this. I want more. So yeah, give me more.
I just really fucking hope that they maintain the quality. That's the only thing. I really hope they maintain quality.
That's the only thing we can hope. Yeah.
Which, I mean, if Nintendo has a stranglehold on the intellectual property, is like, we have to give the okay on everything, I'm cool with that. I am 100% okay with that.
I agree. I 100% agree. Yeah. I don't have anything against that. I think that is the way to go. Because look, Mario is not, I'm gonna be very direct with this. Mario is not Sonic. Like Mario is a golden goose. because he weirdly fits anything. That's why you can make any kind of game with him in the cover. Like if someone try to tell you like, do you want to play this golf game? You'll be like, why? But if you go like, do you want to play Mario Golf? It's like, hell yeah, man. Like that sounds fun. He just makes things feel accessible and fun and approachable. And I don't know why. It just works.
You don't. I think Mario is a part of that elite characters where like you can do anything with them and people will buy it. Like Spider-Man, Batman, Superman, Mario. Like there aren't many characters that you can do that with, but if they made like a Spider-Man golfing game, pretty sure people would buy it.
I would.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like Mario, you're right. Like he's one of those rare characters that like he's a golden goose, like you said. He's Mickey.
Yeah.
He's Bugs.
Yeah, and it's perfect for these kind of adaptations where a lot of critics blasted this movie and were like, the plot is paper thin and there's no character development. Fuck off! It's a Mario movie. Like that's not what they're here for. You know?
Also, I call bullshit. There was a lot of character development. There was a lot of storytelling. Fuck you. I came in this with ready to critique the goddamn story. And if I can say that this story is like solid, eat a dick. It is solid.
Yeah, and besides, the theater experience was also great. Like people were having a blast. We were laughing. We were cheering. Yeah. Like that helps. Like that there was a baby fucking crying the entire movie. But other than that, great experience all throughout. You know?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, which makes me like angry that they felt the need to tackle like controversial topics into like the discourse of the movie because it's so unnecessary. Like every take that I've heard about it, it's just stupid. It's stupid. This is a fun movie and it's for everyone. And shut up if you like try to find anything else in it. Like it's just bright and colorful and joyous. Like I don't need it to be anything else. I don't need it to be the Crucible. I don't need this to be Shakespeare.
I just need it to be fun.
Yeah, and it was fun. So it set up something and it gave me exactly that. So I don't know. Fuck everything else.
Yeah. So what are your final thoughts? What would you rate this movie?
I gave this a 4.5 out of 5. 4.7 out of 5. Let's go. Let's go there, you know? It's just the illuminationisms are like the only thing that take me out because I know that they're boardroom. I know that they're like just business people going like, here's where we put the classic 80s rock song so that dads don't get bored. Like that, like because like kids don't care. And besides, you made a beautiful score, like reusing a lot of Mario music, and you make it sound wonderful. Use it throughout the entire movie. That's like my only qualm with this movie, and unfortunately, it's a big qualm because it's the only one I have. So no, this was great. This was joyous. This was fun. The Bowser song, Peaches, we haven't even talked about it. It was fucking wonderful.
Not gonna lie to you, I couldn't give two shits about the song. I know a bunch of people loved it. I couldn't.
I thought it was really funny.
I couldn't give a single fuck about that song.
Yeah. Also, I don't know. I thought it was very funny. The lines were good. Toad was a goat. Yeah. No, nothing to dislike here. For 4.7 out of 5, close to perfect as you can get as an adaptation.
Agreed. I completely agree. Shit, I'd give it an A. Easy. It's an easy A.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if it's gonna be. I think it'll be a top 10 of the year. I
most likely. Yeah.
There would have to be a lot of things to go right and wrong for it not to be.
We would need to have like a perfect game kind of year for this to not be in the top 10. I think it's
a lot. You need a lot of perfect films this year for this not to be top 10.
Yeah, and we've had a good run. I mean, ever since the beginning of the year, we've had a great run. So why not?
Yeah, I agree.
I think the only movies that I've watched this year that I did not love were Shazam, Knock at the Cabin, Cocaine Bear. I think those were like the only ones where I'm like, kind of disappointed by.
Haven't seen Cocaine Bear, but we need to figure out. We'll figure out the movie for next week.
It feels very cheap. Next week, you want to do Air, or what are you doing?
Down. Let's do Air, and then we'll do Renfield the week after.
Yeah, because Renfield won't come out here until I think the 27th. So It's gonna be
Okay.
like 2 weeks. Although next week, 2 movies come out. Ari Aster's new movie, Beau is Afraid, and the new Evil Dead comes out. So they come out on the same day.
I'm gonna back Evil Dead, but if you want to do the Arielsters
Yeah.
one, I can pull a double if you want.
Let's see. You know what? Let's try to make it air next week, and then we'll see how we can schedule the other ones if we have time to check them out.
Gotcha.
Because I know Beau is Afraid is like 3 hours long. So
Again, I'm nothing if not an Odyssey man. Fuck it.
did you saw the thing with the kid in that movie?
No.
So Joaquin Phoenix stars in Beau is Afraid. And the poster is like Joaquin Phoenix as like a child, as an adult, as an old man. Like it shows like different versions of himself. And throughout the entire like promotion of the movie, the kid felt like we saw the kid and we're like, oh, that's like a de-aged Joaquin Phoenix, like made to look like a kid. He looks so uncanny, he looks so weird, but I think it's on purpose with the movie. And then like in the last couple of weeks, we found out that's a real kid. Like they just found a real kid that just looks like Joaquin Phoenix a kid. And he's fucking scary, man. Like he looks so uncanny. Like I felt like they make him in like a lab, but no, he's real and it's freaky. And but I'm into it, yeah.
I gotta. Huh?
Have you seen like the poster or like the trailer or anything? Or
No, I've seen the trailer, but it's not in the back of my mind. What's called Ari Aster's Afraid?
Ari Aster's the director. The movie's called Beau is Afraid. Or
Well, it's
yeah.
let me see images. Are you sure,
Yes.
dude? That is that his long lost son?
I have no idea, but he looks exactly like it.
That is creepy.
Yeah, no, like I saw interviews with him, like he's real. He talks, he does like things, and then I found his Instagram, and his Instagram description just says like I am not AI, which I think is a lie. Yeah.
Come on, that's funny.
Yeah, no, I agree, but he's oh my god, like it's kind of creepy.
It's a little scary.
Yeah.
It's a little scary.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's coming up. I do want to see the new Evil Dead thing that's coming out as well. But yeah, it seems like a fun time. It seems like we're gonna have a little bit of horror next week in the movies. But if you haven't seen Air, bro, Air is fucking fun, man.
That's all right. Next week we'll be doing Air, and then the week after that we'll figure out Renfield or The Evil Dead Rises or Beau's Afraid. We have a lot of movies to review, ladies and gentlemen. We have a lot, and we will continue to bring you top-notch content.
Hell yeah. Like my story with Cliff Bars.
And maybe there's other people that hate Cliff Bar. You never know.
I don't hate Cliff Bars. I just had a bad first experience. Also, I was taking the SATs. I was pretty nervous. I don't think it was the right time for a new experience.
We need to buy you more.
Thank you for welcoming us into your headphones. My name was Chema.
I've been Eddie.
And this was the Rollback.
Signing off with a reminder.
Someone offers you mushrooms. Take a look at your surroundings beforehand.
And you take them. You take all of them.
Yeah, that shit don't come by for free.
The whole bag.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.